Hi everyone, Gray here. Just wanted to take the opportunity to introduce this week's episode, which is a little bit different from what we normally do. So if you were listening to the back end of last week's episode, you will know that Emily and I are taking a break this week. I'm away the night we're recording, so we just thought we'd use it as a bit of an opportunity. However, during the course of making all of our other episodes, I have been taking all the bits that we don't include in the episodes and compiling them into an episode. So what you've got today is the cut content episode for the Geek and the Freak. I should mention before I let you crack on with the episode that at one point I do mention a health check that I had, and I should let you know that the results for that came back as all clear, which is why we didn't include it, I think, in the original episode, because we weren't quite sure exactly how that would land. But anyway, I think that's enough of me waffling on. Enjoy the episode, and we'll be back next week with a normal episode of the Geek and the Freak.
I'm pen and paper. You're digital.
Well, I mean, for work, I use a notepad and take notes.
Mm-hmm.
Although it is interesting, like obviously I don't write very much anymore. My handwriting was never great, but my handwriting is awful. I was at quite a big meeting a couple of weeks ago, and we had like a prep day, and then the day after the actual meeting, so we had like a day of prepping for the meeting. And I had a big question that I wanted to ask somebody quite senior, and one of their assistants was with us for day one rather than that person. And so I wrote down a question that I was going to ask so that I had it prepped. And she asked if she could take a photograph of it. And I was my handwriting. I was like, my handwriting.
Let me type it out for you.
Well, so I said, oh, my handwriting's not the best. And she went, oh, no, it'd be fine. Took the photo and looked at a photo and went, oh. She was like, oh, what's that word?
He's got handwriting like a GP.
I mean, I know. Like they always have like really elegant handwriting, don't they? That's ineligible. You can't read it. Mine is not that. It's a scruffy mess.
Mine is a scruffy mess as well, and only I can understand what it says. I can sometimes write really neatly if it's really important, or if it's a birthday card or something like that. Otherwise, I'm just... And I'll start the day and my writing will be really good. And then the more is going on at work and the more I'm having to... It's just at the end, it's just like...
We had this weird... I'm having a flashback to primary school. So I think I had like okay handwriting when I was little. So like eight-ish, something like 7 or 8. And then we had this like weird class where suddenly the headmistress took the class. She never did any of that, never took any classes, and tried to get everybody to write in exactly the same way. It was really...
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was really weird. And I think that was the moment when my handwriting took a dive. So, Mrs. If you're out there, you definitely won't be. But
have you got any plans up ahead? I thought you were lifting a cheek there for a fart.
No, I wasn't. I was readying myself to answer your probing question.
So any plans you got coming up this week?
No, nothing major. Although, so Sunday, the football team I support are in a cup final, so I've got that to watch on Sunday. So that's quite exciting.
Is that the Coca-Cola Cup?
Do you know what? It did used to be called that.
Be impressed.
I am impressed. It's now called the Carabao Cup, which is another drink. It's another brand of drink. It's like an energy drink. Yeah, Carabao. Caribou.
Caribou. That's like an elk, isn't it? A caribou.
Yeah, it's not that though. It's not that.
Okay. There's a band called Caribou, isn't there?
There was.
Oh no, that's Marabou State.
No, but I think there might have been a band called Caribou at some point.
I think there was. I think so.
I mean, people will Google that and correct us later. We've done some fact checking already tonight. I'm not doing more.
Anyway, but back to the old previous Coca-Cola Cup.
Yeah, so Liverpool is the team I support. They're playing in a cup final on Sunday. Was it Sally in the team at the chemist?
Hemorrhoid.
The hemorrhoid.
I haven't popped in.
You haven't?
I don't need to get mine checked because I haven't got any.
Good to know. Good to know.
You might want to get yours checked. The amount of gas that's been going on. You've had too many of Brenda's boiled eggs.
Oh my God.
So Gray always takes the mickey out of me because I've got a CD collection and I still buy CDs.
I can't believe. I mean, I still have CDs. I don't buy them anymore though.
Yeah, I do because I still like a physical copy that you can then put onto your MacBook or whatever. It's just nice having a physical copy.
Yeah, I just don't have that anywhere.
I've got vinyl as well. I've got vinyl as well, and you're probably like, what's that?
No, vinyl's cool. Like, that's cool. That's different.
Oh, CDs are not cool, no.
I don't think CDs are cool. I don't think they ever were.
But I don't care about being cool. It's about the music for me.
Yes. I mean, same. But vinyl. There's something about vinyl like that. As an object, I think vinyl records are cooler than a CD in a plastic CD case. I think. Like they're pieces that, like, the album covers are like classic album covers are like artwork, aren't they?
Yeah. Funny enough, I was thinking about this the other day. I thought I might sell my vinyl collection.
Really?
I don't really play it anymore, and lots of it I've got on CD, and I've still got record player. I still got all my vinyl, but I haven't played vinyl for years. So
I think you played. You might have played some vinyl. I can remember us getting drunk and you putting vinyl on.
Okay, possibly.
Maybe in the older flat.
No, I didn't have the record player then.
Oh, did you not? Okay.
No.
That's me misremembering. Are you giving up anything for Lent? Now I can't remember whether we've already said that in the first one. I don't think we...
I don't think we have, no.
Are you giving up anything for Lent?
No, I've thought about it and no. Are you?
No, I've given up everything already, haven't I? There's nothing left.
Booze, meat and fags?
Booze, meat and fags, already gone.
But you could pretend, you could say to people who didn't know you, yeah, I'm giving up 3 things for Lent. Very important.
Yeah. No, I should. I mean, I've almost given up sugar. Like, I've got no sugar in my tea these days.
But there's sugar in loads of things.
I know. Yes. I mean, I haven't technically given up sugar. That would be ridiculous.
Sugar's a really hard one to give up as well. Really hard.
Yeah. I just try to have a lot less of it than I used to.
Okay. It's very good.
And also very dull. I went for a walk today.
Yeah, where'd you go? Your little pandemic route?
Yeah, literally my little pandemic route.
Oh.
Just, I mean, similarly out by the sea, I guess.
And how long does it take?
45 minutes. I do 3 miles.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I do like 15-minute miles, so I'm pretty brisk.
Do you do one of those wiggle things when you walk?
No. I mean, I might inadvertently do some sort of wiggle thing. At my age, anything could be happening.
Oh, my hips popped out.
I get home now after going for a walk, and you may have noticed, like, I've had a haircut since I saw you, right?
Sorry, I didn't notice.
Yeah, terrible.
It looks lovely.
Thanks, mate. Much appreciated. But I get home from being on a walk, and it's like it's like this horrible wispy old man hair.
Why don't you buy a hat?
But it's not going to look any better when I take the hat off. It's the wind has blown it. It's just, I could wear a hat when I was out, and maybe I should because of like my weird skin.
What's wrong with your skin?
I've got rosacea.
Oh yes, we spoke about that the other day.
Yeah, we haven't spoken on the podcast before because this is only episode 1.
That's true. That's true. Welcome to Gray's Health
I think we're almost. We've already started to forget the fact that we're recording a conversation, haven't we?
I know.
That's a good thing. It is a good thing. It is a good thing.
So the wind, if it's cold, does the wind and the cold, the chill, make your rosacea worse?
No, it's the sunshine. Like,
oh, okay.
Like getting UV on it seems to like trigger some of it.
You can't go out in a balaclava. I really wouldn't recommend it.
I'm not, I mean, you do see people going, like, people still mask up and stuff, don't they, when they're out? So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like
Yeah,
walked
but
past a guy today.
you could wear a mask.
Yeah, I don't want to wear a mask.
Have you still got that mask from Bestival? Why don't you wear that?
What mask from Bestival?
You had a little animal mask. Where
Did
were
I?
you? I think it was a meerkat or something, or a
What?
chipmunk.
I don't remember that.
It was the year before the Swan.
The year before the Swan.
Yeah, it was the year
I don't.
before the Swan. And
What was the? Was there like an? Was it like an animal theme or something?
there must have been an animal theme, and I berated you, and I was like, "Is that all you've done? You've just wore a plastic kid's mask?" And you were like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
It was me probably in a full-on peacock suit or something.
We'll talk about the Swan another time, I think.
I don't know if I've still got my feather from the Swan. I think I have.
I've still got the Swan.
Have you? Oh,
Yeah.
the Swan might have to make an appearance.
I don't. I mean, honestly, no one. I don't want to put that anywhere near my arm.
No wonder you've got rosacea. Christ. What, it of a swan? Oh, good God.
I've just remembered something I did this morning. I don't know whether I should
Okay.
talk about it. I don't know whether I should talk about it on the podcast or not. I'm gonna run this by you,
Okay.
and
Is
we'll
it a
have the
work?
rest. No, no,
Is it a
no,
work? It's a
no,
work thing.
no, no. It's not. It's not a work thing.
Oh, is it an exciting lady thing?
No, 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 no,
Oh.
no,
Is it gossip?
no, no. It's
Oh,
something
for
I
God's
did this
sake, what is
morning.
it?
I did a bowel cancer test this morning, which
Oh, my
basically
Lord.
involved.
You have to poo into a little tube.
Well, no, no,
No, you
no.
don't. There's a spade in the lid, isn't there?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
I'm not
Can I
going to
ask?
talk about it. Maybe I
Can
don't
I?
talk about it.
Can I ask you a question about it?
Yes,
So, did you have to poo onto something first in order to get, as opposed
no.
to go pooing in the water?
Well, so what I did was I put loads of toilet paper in the toilet
Did you
bowl.
make a nest?
I did, and then I curled it out onto that,
Oh,
and then used the little. It's like a little stick, and it's got like
I know.
little
It's got a little
grooves on
square
it.
bit on the end. Yeah,
Yeah, little grooves on it, and yeah.
nice. So, what's that? What? Why are you having that done?
Oh, because they sent it. They're obviously doing like a screening thing for probably men of a certain age. Yeah, so that was
Fair
exciting.
enough.
Maybe we don't. Maybe I cut that out.
Up to you. While we're talking about these kinds of things, because I know we laugh about it, but it is actually very, very important. That kind of thing. And have you had your prostate checked?
No, but I have my annual health check because of my high blood pressure, so I'm gonna ask them to do all that
Okay.
because I'm 50 years old. I should probably have had my prostate checked.
Hmm. As I say, I know it's all fun to laugh about it and everything. I can make millions of
Oh,
jokes
as soon
about
as it
it,
came, yeah, as soon as the
but
bowel
it's
cancer thing came
also
through the post, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that. I should do that.
it's really serious as well. Yeah, and it's really good that you've done that.
Yeah. So anyway, maybe we'll cut that whole bit out.
Up to you. Up to you. It's your poo. If you want to discuss it, do. If you don't, then cut it out. Was it more scary than when Zamo was taking drugs?
Was it more
'Cause
scary, Samo?
I found that really scary when he was slumped on the bathroom floor. I found that really scary. I can't remember how old I was, petrified. And I
Were
said to my
you?
mum, I don't want to watch Grange Hill anymore. It's too scary.
Wow. I mean, that's a throwback, isn't it? Like,
Hmm.
it was such a big deal, Grange Hill. I can remember like not being allowed to watch it.
Really?
Yeah, because it was seen as being like a bad influence on kids, I guess.
Wow. Oh, okay.
I mean, eventually that I was able to, but like when I was younger, I can remember being like we weren't allowed to
did,
watch it.
did you first watch it when you were like 24 or something?
25, 26. Mum gave me the green light.
Now you've moved out of home, you can watch Grange Hill.
Yeah. Poor Samo. Is he dead, the actor that played Samo? Or is he still
No,
alive?
no,
Still around? Is
still
he still around?
alive. Yeah. And Roland runs a record shop in East London.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, was he
Yeah.
he was the bigger guy, wasn't he? Roland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roland, not Roland, Roland.
Well, Roland.
No, she used to call him
I know.
Roland.
What was her name?
The black girl.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name without Googling
We should
it. I
we
can't
should
remember
say
her.
what we're talking, because there'll be people listening who will not have a clue what Grange Hill is.
Everybody knows who Grange Hill is.
We've got American listeners. They're not going to know what Grange Hill is.
No. So Grange Hill was played by school kids. And it was set in a school was it in London? It was in London, was it? I think it was East London as well.
I think it was East London, yeah.
And it was just brilliant. So it was must have been on after news round. So I don't know, 5 o'clock, something like that. And it was a half-hour show, and it was just iconic. And loads of the actors who were in Grange Hill are now in things now as adults that we watch.
A lot of them ended up in
TV.
A lot of them ended up in like early EastEnders, didn't they?
Lots of them ended up in soaps. Lots of them ended up in Brookside, EastEnders, loads of things like that. Yeah, yeah. It's quite funny watching it back, and you're like, oh, look, that's such and such when they were 8.
Yeah, yeah. Was remember Mr. Bronson was like the evil teacher, wasn't he?
Yeah, the guy with the wig.
Yeah, and he was also in like one of the original Star Wars trilogy as well.
Was he?
Yeah, he played like an Imperial officer. I think it's Empire Strikes Back. I'd have to go I'd have to go and check that. But yeah, he was in in Star Wars.
And Mrs. McCluskey.
Mrs. McCluskey was the headmistress. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We've got to have one episode where we talk about our favourite childhood TV programs. We really should.
Yeah, we can do that.
That would be great fun. I will add that to the list.
Add it to the list. Put it in the doc, Emily. So another thing that happened last week. So I don't know whether you remember, but I said I thought my washing machine had broken. Do you remember me telling you that? Do you remember me telling you that?
Yes, I do.
So I had to buy a new washing machine.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah. So, but I paid for it to be the old one to be taken away, new one to be installed.
Right.
And I'm not going to say where I bought it from, but the delivery crew arrived and they took one look at the way the old one was installed. And they looked at how, like washing machines have a waste pipe for the water to be pumped back out again. It goes back into your like water drainage pipes. They took one look at that for the old one and were like, oh, I don't think the new pipe from your new washing machine is going to fit that, so we won't fit it. Oh. And I was like, okay. So eventually I managed to convince them to, at the very least, take the old one away, put the new one kind of in the gap.
Right.
But they refused to install it.
Oh.
And Emily, 15 minutes later, I had plumbed it and it was working fine.
Yay! Well done! Oh, brilliant.
I was so chuffed. And I got a refund on the fitting piece because they didn't do it.
I thought you were going to say they couldn't fit it. You then had to get a plumber around who said, oh no, your pipe works from 1912. You've got to have the whole thing ripped out and start again.
I mean,
oh, well done.
Yeah, I was really chuffed. And actually, the new waste pipe fits better than the old one did. Like it's more snug. So, and actually, it would have been now that I've done it. I'm like, actually, the guy could have tested that really easily before even putting the washing machine into the gap. But I was super chuffed.
How much was the fitting charge, if it makes sense? Installation charge.
£30.
Great.
So I got that back.
That's really good. Oh, well done.
And I got a new washing machine, and it's great. Like they're really quiet. These new washing machines. It barely makes a noise when it's going. It's great.
Oh, cool. Mine's probably 10 years old, and the spin is still just full on. You got to turn the TV up. You got to.
Yeah, that's what the old one was like.
Yeah.
But this one I could happily. I mean, I'm not saying I would want it going while we were recording the podcast, but I reckon I could stream fine and it would not be a bother.
You'll have to say what make it is.
It's a Hot Point.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Old school are the best.
Cheap as chips. It's cheap as chips.
Oh.
But
okay.
it does a good job. Yeah. It's fab.
Perfect.
But yeah, I had to take all the bolts out of it because they have like travel bolts in. I had to figure out how to
Yeah.
take those out. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they didn't even take those out. Oh, lordy.
No, they like properly like wouldn't. It's almost like they were worried that I would try and do it. Do you know what I mean?
Which you did and succeeded.
Yeah, literally in 15 minutes time after they
Did
left,
they
it was
take?
working.
Did they take away all the packaging and stuff for you?
Yeah, they did that. That was part
Oh,
of like
good.
the take
Good.
away the old one. Yeah, they do all that,
Okay.
which is good.
Oh, that's
That is
good.
And then the other one would be Pink Floyd. Like Pink Floyd on a like Saturday night.
Okay.
Dave Gilmour was an amazing guitarist. Like I've just got so much time for him. Roger
So-
Waters less so. I'd be almost a bit inclined to say Pink Floyd without Roger Waters because he's a bit of an
Yeah,
idiot.
he hasn't done well over the years, has he? He hasn't
No.
turned into a nice person.
No.
It's really funny you should say Pink Floyd because early Pink Floyd, even when Sid Barrett was in the
Yeah,
band,
the Sid
they
years.
were just incredible. I've got all of their albums on vinyl.
Have you?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, I've got them all on vinyl. And okay, now we're talking about Pink Floyd. You have to watch this. So a dear friend of mine, Pat, who's no longer with us,
Yeah.
he lent me a video of Pink Floyd live in Pompeii.
Oh, I've seen it. It's amazing.
Okay. It's absolutely incredible. They've just remastered it and released it again
Oh,
in
have
the
they?
cinema. Yes.
Oh.
Now, the amount of times I've said to people about this, you can't even call it a gig. You can't call it because there's nobody there. They're in the middle of this amphitheatre. There's nobody else there.
It's amazing.
It's just them in the middle with a wall of speakers. The proper old valve ones. I used to have one of those. It was just incredible. And the amount of times you could just play a clip from YouTube or wherever online and people go, oh, yeah, but that's been remastered. That's been, they've taken it back and piddled about within the studio. No, they haven't. They haven't. They are just raw playing. And it's just amazing. And even the bits in between, it's really weird because there's bits in between where all of a sudden they're sat in a cafe eating a fry up, and it's like chatting away and just having fags and drinking cans of Coke and stuff and eating like bacon and eggs. Then the next thing you know, they're back out in the blistering sun in the middle of that amphitheatre, and just the sound is just incredible. Absolutely. That's one of the things that music wise, it completely blew me away when I first saw it. And
they were amazing.
I'm going to go to the cinema and see that again, without a doubt. To see it on the big screen. I know we've had this thing about cinemas before. Seeing something like that on the big screen. I hope they haven't tinkered about with it too much and made it too fake. Because it doesn't
they probably just
need
a lot of stuff like that was recorded in the 70s was recorded on really great film stock and looks incredible. Like the Beatles thing that was on Apple TV, where they had all of that footage of them recording Abbey Road. Like it's like the quality of that is fantastic, and there's no they've made some of the visuals look a bit better than they probably were on the original film, but the sound's the same.
I still just like, I love the crackle when you put the needle down on a piece of vinyl. I love it when you watch old footage and the sound's a bit crackly, or the vision is, the vision is slightly off, or excuse me, there's, some of the lights look a bit sort of like, blurry and stuff. That to me is like proper TV. And I know that's really old school. Sometimes they can digitally remaster stuff and it completely bugs it up.
Yeah, it can mess with it. It can absolutely mess with it. I watched on YouTube probably about a month ago. It just came up in my YouTube feed, and the video was called Gen Z Producer Listens to Dark Side of the Moon for the First Time.
I've seen loads of these. Yes.
Yeah, there are lots of them.
Yeah.
So this guy who is like he's probably like in his mid-20s, young music producer, probably really talented, knew what he was talking about. Listening to Dark Side of the Moon for the first time, never heard it before, and his reaction to it was just absolutely priceless. Like, was like, I cannot believe that they've made this on the recording equipment that they have had available to them at the time, because oh my god, how have they done some of this stuff? So like the start of the song Money, where the cash register's going,
Yeah.
and then it, you know, becomes the beat of the song, and oh my god, and his mind just completely blown by the soundscape of Dark Side of the Moon. I mean, that album is just like it's a work of genius, isn't it? It's incredible.
Oh, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. But you see, I find it really weird. So I've seen a couple of those similar videos where, and yeah, it's younger people who are then, some of the songs, you know, aren't as old as Dark Side of the Moon, for example. But for that guy to be a DJ, it baffles me that he hasn't listened to that. It absolutely, I'm like, what? Why would you have not listened to that album? It's one of the most iconic albums of all time.
Yeah, but I guess if you're from Gen Z, your parents probably didn't grow up listening to it, or if they did, it was maybe secondhand. And if it wasn't, or if it was music your parents weren't into, like I kind of went backwards a bit in the like late 90s, late 80s, and started to connect with music that my parents did not listen to. So my mum was not into Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd or any of that stuff.
But
Neither was my dad.
I did the same.
But you have to, but not everybody does that journey. Not everyone goes backwards. I can think of an awful lot of my friends at the time, my peer group, didn't do that. They didn't go back and listen to music from the 70s. And I did. I really connected with it. But I've got friends my age who would not know, and there will be people I know who listen to the podcast who will not know Dark Side of the Moon. They won't.
I just find it really bizarre for somebody who is into music not to be exploring the top 50 albums of, you know,
go look at like Rolling Stone's top 50 albums of all time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. I completely
I just find that really, really odd. But then again, I love it when you watch these videos. And there was a couple of guys who were watching Genesis. I Can Feel It Coming in the Air Tonight.
Yeah, I've seen that video. That's really well known, that one.
They were just blown away, and they were literally like leapt out of their chairs and everything, and they couldn't the drum bit. Yeah, and they were just like, whoa. I mean, that's, you know, again, is a classic, but yeah, we could talk about music for a lot, I feel.
Yeah, but that's cool. It's one of the things that we've got in common, isn't it? That we.
That's what I'm saying. We could talk about it a lot. Yeah.
I need to go and have a wee.
Yeah. Okay, go for it.
Well, thanks. I mean, it was going to happen whether you said it was okay or not. I'll be 2
Charming.
seconds.
No worries.
I can't hear you now because I've taken them out.
Okay. Now that Gray's gone, I can do a little sniffit all of my own. He would have no idea. Oh my God, he hasn't still got his microphone on, has he? Oh, I don't want to hear him going for a wee. Oh no, he hasn't. Oh, absolute panic then. Yeah, this could be the segment, my own segment of the show. Da 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 da. He'll have fun listening to that when he's editing. Oh, I can hear the flushing. Jesus Christ, that's loud.
Hello.
That was very close, because I was like, oh my God, I can hear everything. And I was like this, ready. I could hear you shutting the door, going up the stairs. I couldn't hear you wee, but I heard you flushing, and I heard you thundering down the stairs and opening the door again. And I was like, bloody hell.
That's quite impressive for the little tiny microphone and this little camera that you watch me on.
I was panicking that you had your little thingamy one on here, and I was thinking, oh my God, I can hear you go away.
You never hear me on the microphone that I record on the podcast.
No, I know, but I was still just worried in case, oh my God, what if I can hear him going for a wee? I'm going to wash my hands if I can reach. Oh, I can. Genius.
Jesus Christ.
I'll start cooking this supper in a minute.